What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report as we got some breaking news that we're going to be diving into on today's video. Andre Drummond has exercised his $3.36 million option to return to the Chicago Bulls next season. There were reports that he was going to head to Dallas earlier this morning. And it looks like Drummond, he's coming back to Chicago. I will, at the end of today's video, kind of address maybe a trade rumor that he could still be going to Dallas, but maybe the Bulls are getting some trade compensation back. So I'll be diving into that as well. But then just kind of talking about how this move of Drummond opting in impacts the rest of the Bulls free agency period. I'll dive into that as well. And then also just the on-the-court fit, because I do think Drummond at the second half of last season, when he finally started to get consistent playing time under Billy Donovan, I think we saw Drummond kind of take that next step. And I think Drummond is a very solid backup big in the NBA. And honestly, I'm happy that the Bulls brought him back to potentially be Vooch's backup, who obviously re-signed yesterday. As always, guys, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 3,000 subscribers here at the channel. Should say 2.5 down there right now. I'm trying to hit 3K by the start of the regular season. So if you guys can help me out here, hit that subscribe button. It would go a long way here to us at Chat Sports. Just trying to get this Bulls kind of community growing and just kind of create this Bulls family that we have here at the Bulls Report. So shout out to everybody who's subbed so far. But if you're not subbed, go down there and help us out. So let's dive into this. Andre Drummond, he has exercised his $3.36 million option to return to the Bulls. And this was kind of a shocker because obviously the reports came out today that the Mavs intended to sign Andre Drummond, and now he's coming back to Chicago. So let's start with the free agency impact here first. So we've seen the reports about the Bulls being linked to guys like, Mo Bamba. He's been a big name out there. But even like a guy like Brook Lopez, the Bulls found themselves fourth in the odds to be Brook Lopez's next team. And now with them re-signing Vooch yesterday, and now obviously this move of Andre Drummond coming back, I almost think this means the Bulls are done at that center position. I don't expect them to make any more moves in the front court during free agency. Maybe it'd be a minuscule mule, like minuscule move to get a solid 4 option there. But at the center spot, you got Vooch, you got Drummond. Those are guys you're going to run out with for most of this season. Obviously, if the trade to Dallas happens, you never know if the Bulls could maybe look at a guy like Brook Lopez to pair up with Vooch in that starting front court. But just the overall free agency impact, I do think this most likely means the Chicago Bulls are done making moves at the front court position. Maybe the 4, maybe a kind of a 3, but we all know it's kind of this wings now in the modern day NBA. It's not really too much more. It's a more positionless basketball with your big kind of being the anchor on offense and defense. So maybe they'll look at another wing. I do maybe expect them to look at guards, even though from the reports I'm hearing, they should be bringing back Ayo and Kobe White. I was anticipating the Bulls being very active in free agency with guys like Drummond possibly leaving and maybe a guy like Vooch possibly leaving. But now they're all bringing them back, and it seems like the Bulls are really kind of doubling down right now on this run-it-back mentality. But I'll ask you guys this in the comment section. How do you feel about Andre Drummond exercising his $3.3 million player option? And how do you feel about him being back on the Chicago Bulls? I'll make this the pinned comment on today's video. So if YouTube hits you with an ad break, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I love chopping it up with you guys, just talking Bulls basketball. That's the best part about what we do here at Chat Sports, is I get in the comments and I talk to you guys directly about our Chicago Bulls. Now let's talk about the on-the-court breakdown, because I've been kind of pounding this table for the Bulls that they need to get bigger and stronger, especially in the front court. Like we've seen the most recent NBA champions, they have a sense of physicality, they have a sense of size, they have a sense of strength. You look at this past year, the Denver Nuggets, they were a big team. Like, you felt it against Miami. Like, they ran Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Jokic, all dudes that they look like 7-foot monsters out there. And even go before that, like, the Warriors team is kind of the anomaly here, where they were just so gifted at the guard spot that they didn't really need to have that elite sense of pride or size as compared to other teams. But even going back to years before that, like the Bucks, big team. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, obviously Giannis. That Raptors team that won with Kawhi, like Marcus Sol, Siakam, Kawhi Leonard. Like, they all were big teams. And I think we're kind of seeing that shift where, yes, modern day NBA, you automatically think of the three ball, but also I feel like people forget about the size factor. I think Drummond helps the Bulls in that regard. Like, he's a big body that you could throw onto guys like Giannis, even a guy like Embiid. Obviously, you're not really stopping those types of players, but to just give another look at them in a playoff series, I think could be huge. So the on the court fit, I'm actually, I'm okay with the Bulls doing this. Like, it's not like, listen, if he's getting $3.36 million, that is not that big of a contract for a very productive bench big. And then if you got Vooch making 20, so $23 million between those two, I'm honestly okay with it. Like, yeah, we can talk about maybe they're not the best defensively, or, they both have their inefficiencies, but I think they're solid just players to have that kind of, that could help you win a lot of basketball games. So I'm not really too worried about this move from the Bulls' perspective. And then the on-court fit, I think it's honestly the right move to be made is, bringing back Drummond. Obviously, it was his decision, but bringing back Vooch and bringing back Drummond, I'm fine with that front court. I think they're gonna shock a lot of people this upcoming season. As we start getting closer to this NBA season, I see myself starting to buy back into the Bulls running it back, which could always leave me up to getting my feelings hurt and get my hopes up a little too high. But let's talk about this at the roundup today's show. Excuse me. A trade to the Mavs, because we obviously saw the report coming earlier today that he intended to sign with the Mavs. And the Mavs are pretty certain that he was going to go to Dallas. So we could also kind of break down a potential now. Could this mean, not like a sign and trade, but like he opts in, the Bulls trade him? I doubt this happens. The only way I think this happens is if you pair Drummond with a guy like DeMar DeRozan, and then DeMar goes to the Mavs, and it's the Bulls get more draft capital or just player capital, whatever it would be in a return for that trade. I don't think it would just be a straight up Andre Drummond trade where they would just send only Drummond's the only player to Dallas. I really doubt that happens, but I do expect Drummond to be on the Bulls next season. A lot of Mavs fans are kind of throwing out these trade rumors, so obviously, take them for a grain of salt a little bit, because obviously I think the Mavs, they want Andre Drummond on their team, and kind of a little curveball thrown our way here, especially following the reports this morning. But that's the news. Andre Drummond, he opts into his player option at $3.36 million this upcoming year, and he will be returning to our Chicago Bulls. I overall think it's a good move. I mean, Drummond for $3 million, come on, I'll take that any day of the week. Bulls can still get creative with the limited cap space, but we know they're open to going into luxury tax, however you feel about that. But excited to see Drummond and Vooch play next season. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So thank you guys for watching today's show. As always, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I swear, every single day I feel like the Bulls aren't going to make a move, and then they make a pretty big move like this, like Drummond coming back. So even if it's somebody opting into their player option, them declining it, whatever it may be, we'll have a video for you guys just breaking it down, seeing it from all sides, and kind of just trying to help you guys be the most informed Bulls fans you could be. So I would really appreciate it if you guys haven't already. Like today's video, hit that subscribe button, and obviously, best part, let me know your thoughts on Drummond coming back to the Bulls down in the comments section. As always, we'll see you guys next time. Go Bulls.